This video is made with the assumption that Liam Vickers would have been willing to continue Murder Drones. This is an entirely free-to-watch show on YouTube. We are not entitled to more content if Liam isn't interested in making it. Also, a lot of this video is just my opinion. In the modern internet landscape, at least to me, it feels like the most talked about media ranges from being just okay to complete garbage, and that the most interesting shows tend to come from small indie creators that don't get much attention. That perfectly describes a lot of the media I like. But another recurring theme in the shows that interest me is ending after only a couple seasons, whether it gets cancelled or the creators just stop working on it. On an unrelated note, I got into Murder Drones the same way a lot of people probably did. I heard about Digital Circus and decided to look at Glitch's other works. I thought the animation looked a little wobbly and unusual, and the amount of lamp shading kinda made it hard to take seriously.
Hope you're having important character growth or something though.
But both the dialogue and the animation improve a lot. I also thought the plot was a little vague, like it took me 2 series rewatches and reading the wiki to really understand who the solver was or why certain things happen, but right as the rules of this world start to become concrete, the episode 8 trailer is advertised as the series finale. Honestly, I didn't see this coming at all. I had read a lot of discussions about episode 8 being the final one, but I thought it was just people being paranoid or impatient. The main reason why I didn't think it would end is because of the amount of unfinished character arcs and the world building that could have been done. Jay is famously lacking in screen time, the only humans we see are in a flashback, and I just felt there was so much more you could do with this premise and these characters. It's kind of difficult to speculate why Murder Drones ended so soon without bringing up Digital Circus. I mean, Murder Drones didn't blow up the same way, but it was decently popular and nobody was calling for it to end already. I actually thought Digital Circus's success would increase the chance of Murder Drones getting more seasons. Like, the income from merchandise could be used to pay Murder Drones animators if it doesn't end up pulling its own weight. But in retrospect, yeah, Digital Circus blowing up was actually pretty bad news for this show. 2 shows may not sound like a lot, but when you're an indie company and one is considerably more popular than the other, the logical course of action is kind of obvious. Divert your effort away from Murder Drones and put all of your cards on this. I don't think Glitch is blatantly picking favorites, but yeah, Digital Circus is getting all of these shorts to keep people entertained until episode 3, and the few mini animations that feature Murder Drones characters make the 2 shows share. This doesn't make Glitch greedy or unfair, but it's still kind of a shame. Personally, I much prefer Murder Drones. It has a more creative premise and is clearly meant for a more mature audience than Digital Circus.
No, my dear, we can't have any of that foul language around here.
God fucked it.
And I know it's kind of unfair to compare a completed show to one with only 2 episodes, but even if we were to just compare the first episodes of both shows, I would still prefer Murder Drones. So to get to the title of this video, should Murder Drones have ended when it did? If you're a fan of the show like I am, you would probably be quick to just say no, but I think it's important to consider what a continuation would mean for both out of universe and within it. It's important to note the question we're asking isn't, should we have gotten a season 2? It's just, should it have ended after 8 episodes? We could have still only gotten 1 season, but it could have been 10, or 12, or 14 episodes long. And at least going off what we did get, I could absolutely see the show being about 10 episodes long. The series finale is very abrupt, there is very little dialogue, and most of it is just comic relief.
I don't know, I feel like we need a secret handshake or something, right?
And 3 characters that really should have gotten some kind of development are just playing support in the final fight. I think for one, Doll shouldn't have died when she did. I'm glad the writers didn't just forget about her, but her death contributed basically nothing. Either don't have her in episode 7 or have her confrontation go another way and let her help in the final battle. I probably sympathized with Doll way more than most people. To me, she's tied with Uzi, with most deserving to be the one to kill Sin. At least her death made episode 7 more dramatic, and there's this incredibly abrupt scene acknowledging that she's dead in the finale. But she deserved better than this. I think Khan also should have at the very least apologized to Uzi at some point. He left her for dead, and throughout most of the show he's very antagonistic. There should have been a scene where Khan admits everybody would have died if they followed his plan, and he should have gotten to know that his wife isn't dead. Nori absolutely suffers from the finale more than any other character. She's introduced, has pretty much the same personality as Uzi, almost dies, saves Khan, and then runs away after the fight with Sin.
What?
Why would she do this? She just saw that Uzi is happy to see her and shows that she still cares about Khan. 2 of the 3 murder drones are allies now, and Sin is dead. What reason does she have for running away? Even if they can't make up, she should have had a scene with Khan where he says,
"Glad you're not dead," or whatever.
And immediately afterwards, one where she apologizes for abandoning Uzi. Preferably she would do all of this while back in a worker drone body. As it is, Nori barely does enough to even justify her character existing. I can absolutely see her getting more development and explaining how this world works to Uzi if the show had gotten more episodes. And Jay?
Hello, investors. Cave Johnson here.
Jay would honestly need an entire video. She's introduced, dies, and then does nothing that affects the plot when she's brought back. She's such a nothing character that you'd have to rewrite the entire show around her, but at least more runtime could have given her a chance to do something significant, even if it is after doing nothing all season. I think V got enough development. Her arc is pretty decent, so I don't think she would have gained a lot from more screen time. The one thing I wish was different about her is an explanation for how she avoided death in this scene. For the entirety of episode 7, she may as well have actually died, but in the finale, she just shows up like the writers forgot where they had left her. One theory I liked is that because V needs glasses, the Sentinel's flashbang wouldn't work on her, but if they had thrown in one line about that, it would have tied things together better. N is also fine. He didn't really need more focus. Maybe if they had just one more scene where he's serious and mature, that would have been nice. But there's no real complaints here. He's fine. Uzi's arc kind of ended abruptly. I think they handle it pretty well for the entire show until the finale. At this point in the story, she's under the impression that her friend and mom is dead. N is walking around lost while Jay is still out there, and Sin is about to destroy her planet. She should still be incredibly stressed out and scared right now, but instead she's happy and excited for almost the entire episode. It just seemed jarring for her to act the way she did in the finale after seeing how she handled every other dramatic moment so far. Her response to now being partially Sin also kind of bothered me. She was disturbed both when she first used the solver and when this happened. Why would she be excited for Sin to be part of her forever? Maybe this scene was supposed to show she isn't, but it's far more impactful to show that when she discovers it rather than in an after credits scene. She deserved a happy ending, but not like this. Overall, I think Murder Drones could have benefited a lot from at least another episode or 2, mostly to develop characters that don't do much and bring all these storylines to a close more slowly and smoothly. But if we had gotten an entire season 2 rather than just a few more episodes, I think there's tons Liam could have done, mostly with JC Jensen, humans, and other planets. We could have seen JC Jensen's headquarters or one of their facilities, and there could be other disassembly drones out there besides our 3. I don't know, I'm not the most creative person, and even I could see how you could have made a few more episodes with all these loose ends. Ultimately, I think Murder Drones ending after 8 episodes was a fair choice, at least when you consider who's making this show and the other things they have to tend to. A thought that I had after seeing rumors of the show ending soon was for it to go on hiatus. Like, yeah, maybe Glitch can't or aren't willing to produce 2 shows at the same time. They could have just shelved Murder Drones for a couple months and come back to it later. But I realized this would be a pretty risky choice. It would give Liam time to think of plots and new characters, but a hiatus that could last a year or more would greatly upset the community, and may just make the second season feel disconnected and lost. The pinned comment under the finale mentions that they may do more with Uzi and N. And like, okay, I would appreciate any future Murder Drones content at all, but the way this is phrased kind of disappoints me. It makes me think that they're gonna do more cutesy short animations with Uzi and N and just Uzi and N. That wouldn't upset me, but I want to see more of this world. I want to see these characters develop further. I want more Murder Drones, not just more Uzi and N. But I guess that's what fan-made content is for. I mean, the show literally just ended and already we have Insecurity, which looks very promising for something made by basically one guy. But yeah, that's my ramble. There is a possibility I will make another video about this show, probably about something more specific than just should it have ended. But yeah, that's all. As it is, Nori, oh my gosh.